The Essential Bible, Encountering the Heart of the Living God, Day 2 of 21. The Bible story begins with the original creation and finishes with God's new creation. On the first day, we looked at Genesis chapter 1 and encountered the God who creates. Genesis 1 uses poetic language to describe how God made the heavens and the earth in 6 days and then rested on the seventh day. Today, we'll be looking at the fall, the story of how Adam and Eve wanted to be in charge of their own lives and rejected God. And then the story of Noah and the flood, of how mankind had gone so wrong that it broke God's heart. Throughout the Old Testament, the theme of the redemption of mankind is developed, and God unfolds his covenant with men and nations. So today we're looking at the story of Adam and Eve, which can be found in Genesis chapter 3, and then the story of Noah and the flood, which can be found in Genesis chapters 6 to 9. The story of Adam and Eve, how mankind rejects God. Now the serpent was the craftiest of all the wild animals that God had made. The serpent asked the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any tree in the garden?" The woman responded, "Of course we may eat fruit, but God did say we must not eat fruit from the tree in the center of the garden, or even touch it, otherwise we will die." Then the serpent said, "You won't die. God knows that as soon as you eat fruit from that tree, your eyes will be opened, and you will know everything, both good and evil, just like God himself." The woman saw that the fruit of that tree looked delicious, and was convinced that it would make her wise. So she ate some of it, and also gave some to her husband, who ate it too. Immediately their eyes were opened, and they realized for the first time that they were naked, and felt shame. So they strung fig leaves together to cover their nakedness. Then, in the cool of the day, the man Adam and his wife heard God walking about in the garden. So they hid themselves from God's presence among the trees. God called to Adam and asked, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard you, and so I hid because I was afraid I was naked." Then God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten the fruit of the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam admitted that he had eaten some of that fruit, but added, "It was the woman you gave me as a companion who gave it to me." Then God asked the woman, "How could you do such a thing?" She replied, "The serpent deceived me into eating it." So God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you will be the most cursed animal on all the earth. You will crawl on your belly in the dust as long as you live, and I will cause hostility between you and the woman. Your offspring and her offspring will be enemies." Then God said to the woman, "You will have intense pain and suffering in childbirth, and your desire will be for your husband, but he will rule over you." And to Adam, God said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree I commanded you not to eat, I will curse the ground, so that you will struggle to get enough food from it. You will have to work very hard to produce food to eat, because the ground will grow thorns and weeds. Then you will die and return to the ground from which you came." Then Adam named his wife Eve, meaning to give life, because she would become the mother of all people. God made animal skins into clothing for Adam and his wife. Then God said, "The man and the woman have become like us, knowing both good and evil. And if they eat the fruit of the tree of life, they will live forever." So God drove them out of the Garden of Eden, and he placed an angel with a flaming sword there to stop them returning to the tree of life. The story of Noah and the ark. A world gone wrong. It broke God's heart. God saw how wicked the human race had become, and how every inclination of the human heart was evil. God became sorry that he had made human beings in the first place. It broke his heart, and so he said, "I will wipe this human race from the face of the earth, along with the animals, birds, and creatures. I will destroy my ruined creation." But Noah found favor with God. Noah was 600 years old when the earth was flooded. Noah, together with his wife, his sons, and their wives, went on board the ark to escape the flood. Male and female pairs of all the various kinds of animals also went on board the ark. As the rains continued for 40 days, the flood waters grew deeper and deeper, and the ark floated safely high above the earth. The water rose so much it covered even the highest mountains on the earth. Every living thing on earth died. The birds, livestock, wild animals, and all the people. All were wiped out, except those who were with Noah on the ark. The flood lasted 150 days. Then, after around 10.5 months, the flood waters had receded, and the earth was almost dry again. Noah lifted back the covering of the ark, and after 2 more months the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "All of you may leave the ark and release all of the animals, the birds, the livestock, and the creatures, so that they can be fruitful and multiply again and fill the land." God also said to Noah and his sons, "Now I am establishing my covenant with you and your descendants, and with every living creature that was with you on the ark, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals. Never again will I destroy all living creatures by a flood. Never again will a flood destroy the earth. And as a sign of the covenant I am making with you and all living creatures, I am putting my rainbow in the clouds." So today we've heard the story of how the world went wrong as mankind rejected God. Coming up next, we'll be looking at encountering the God who makes promises, how God makes a covenant with Abraham that his descendants will be as numerous as the stars in the sky, and through his descendants God will bless all the nations of the earth.